connoisseur here. We've been through a lot of bad and through a lot of good Marvel and DC movies, but hopefully you're still watching, and now we're finally back to the good. Um, these are the top 14 good, well, the only 14 good DC comic movies, and while their output hasn't been as big as Marvel, their quality has been more consistent, at least in my opinion. Now, this is in no particular order, and I'm not going to go into great detail, but in my opinion, these are good movies that you should check out. Now, the first one is a classic, Superman, the movie with Christopher Reeve. Is it the most faithful to the comics? In spirit, yes. Christopher Reeve is Superman, I believe. He is the closest representation to live action Superman will ever get. Tom Welling was a good Clark Kent on Smallville, but he wasn't Superman yet. Christopher Reeve was Superman. You totally believed him in that costume. You didn't laugh. Superman 2, an even better movie than the first Superman, in my opinion, because he didn't have to go through the origin story anymore. You just got to see Superman do his thing. And Zod, oh man, Zod, he took over the world. Superman gave up his powers at, like, the worst possible moment, all for Lois Lane. And great fight scene. Much more believable Superman than in Man of Steel. Just in terms of his ethics and what he would do in a superpowered fight in a city, populated city. Man of Steel. Great update to the Zod concept. Superman's wrecked house. I mean, I don't think he cared about civilians, and honestly, the narrative was kind of a mess. Sometimes some characters in the flashbacks would be alive, other times they'd be dead and they'd be alive again. It's like they didn't care about the backstory. I mean, if you're gonna do a Superman movie, do it linearly, at the very least. They're trying to emulate Batman Begins, but even Batman Begins was more linear than Superman. Again, narratively, it was a mess, but it was still a good movie. Very well executed, and I thought it was a good Superman movie. I know it seems like I have a lot of criticisms towards it, but I did like it. I think it's a good movie. Batman, the movie with Adam West and Burt Ward. Great, kooky, goofy, cartoony comic book movie. Great quotable lines. Hand me the bat shark repellent. Some days just can't get rid of a bomb. Great, infinitely quotable movie. Fun if you get the joke. If not, you might think it's bad, but yeah. I think it's good. I get the joke. Batman. Good comic book movie. Kicked off the modern comic book movie craze back in '89. Great movie by Tim Burton, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is a great Joker. Inspired many of the modern performances of the Joker. Batman Returns. Technically superior movie to Batman with Michael Keaton. Just a better made movie. Holds up a lot better. No Prince music. So, Batman Begins. Now that's a great Batman movie. I'd totally recommend that one. It's really good. 9 out of 10. Great origin story. It's like one of the few Batman origin stories where it goes into detail about how he became Batman. If you're interested in how Bruce Wayne transforms into Batman, Batman Begins is the way to go. The Dark Knight. That's a 10 out of 10 movie. I think it's really well done. Batman versus the Joker. Joker's just insane. Real world insane, not like cartoony insane. He's real world insane, and he's scary. really scary. Pay attention at the end to how many cops Jim Gordon says Harvey Dent killed and how many they show on screen. You realize Jim Gordon really can't do simple addition. I won't hold that against the movie, though. Dark Knight Rises. Great ending to a great saga. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it for right now. I'll probably review it in the future. All three of them. Constantine. Now, I haven't read the Hellblazer comics, but I've read Constantine and the Alan Moore Swamp Thing comics. I love Alan Moore Swamp Thing, and it's like an ecological acid trip, and Constantine is really great. He really annoys Swamp Thing. V for Vendetta. The movie's great. Totally missed the point of the comic. If you read the comic, it's totally different in its point. The movie completely missed the point, but the movie had a different point to make. And you have to understand it was keeping in tone with the spirit of the comic, even if it completely missed the point of the comic. I totally recommend it, though. Great performance by Hugo Weaving. One of the movies Natalie Portman will be remembered for. Watchmen. Again, I think they kind of missed the point of the comic book. They made it more superhero-ish for the movie, but they were really faithful too. I just felt like they really upped the violence. They increased the violence to the point that it was unnecessary. But they wanted to go for that hard R rating. I don't think the violence was as necessarily... I don't think the violence was so necessary to be that gratuitous. That's all I'm trying to say. Great movie. I think they skipped over a lot of stuff, but with a comic that dense, you kind of have to skip over some stuff. But they made it as cohesive as possible in terms of trying to stay faithful to that comic. Great comic. Track it down, read it. And, yeah, if you want to watch the movie, feel free to do so. It's a really good movie. Green Lantern. I thought it was a good film for the character. Now, I read the character, and, I'd been looking forward to the movie for a while, but then I kind of gave up on looking forward to the movie for a few years. And I stopped reading the character once I realized how stupid that character was. I mean, he's an intergalactic space cop who has a magic ring whose only weakness is the color yellow. So, and the original Golden Age Green Lantern, his ring's weakness was wood. So really, all you needed to do to take out the Golden Age Green Lantern was take him out with a wooden baseball bat. And to take out the Silver Age Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, all you have to do is come at him with a yellow baseball bat. See how stupid it is? But they made a good story with the character, despite how stupid that character really is, in my opinion. Maybe you like the character, that's fine. I used to like the character, but then, yeah, I just kind of grew out of that character silliness. But a good movie, in my opinion. Was it really good or great? No, but considering the character and how he's portrayed in the comics, I felt they managed to do a good job. And finally, this one is a Will Eisner character. It's not really DC, but he sold it to DC Comics. The Spirit. It was directed by Frank Miller. It bombed massively. But, I thought it was good. Captured that campy 60s Batman vibe, which I don't think people really got that it was supposed to be that way. Yeah, it made me start collecting the Spirit comics by Will Eisner. I really love those comics, and I really like the movie. The movie tells a story that the comics don't really cover, like how he's able to heal week after week, be perfectly fine. Um, but no, it's a good movie. I totally recommend it, especially if you're into that. If you're into that '60s Adam West vibe and you want more than what you're given. I mean, they released the Adam West TV show, the movie, and Return to the Batcave, The Misadventures of Adam and Bert. But if you want more of that type of tone, I'd completely recommend The Spirit. Good movie. Yeah, so those are my top 14 DC movies that I feel are good to really good to masterpieces. Um, in no particular order. If you're a film fan or a fan of comic books or both, I would totally recommend them. Alright, this is The Connoisseurs.